Welcome to another edition of Sticks-n-Stones. Unfortunately, this is on Monday as opposed to my normal Saturday, but yeah, we had a wedding shower at the house yesterday, and I was just not going to be able to get this done. So I just bumped on it today, and I already have myself up on X, so we're ready to go. The first thing I want to do is do a quick shout out for my print store. This is my best-selling design. This is the Here Am I, Send Me design. Front, full American flag with Sticks-n-Stonez. I hadn't pulled my chair up yet so that I could step in and turn around. And that's what's on the back. Isaiah 6:8. Now I can pull up. It probably wasn't a very good close-up of me, but you know. Anyway, I have it's almost the exact same design on my Amazon store, but I can't do the color tag on the front. It's black and white, and I've got a lot more freedom on Printify. So trying to drive things over towards the Printify store. I haven't really caught on much there yet, but I'm hoping soon, with help from all of you, because there's lots of stuff out there other than this. This just happens to be the best one. There's lots of Sticks-n-Stones stuff if you want something to commemorate the show with. A mug or a insulated cup or t-shirt, all that kind of stuff. It's all there. So I also have some other pretty good stuff, and I'll be adding as I go along. So anyway, that's enough of the public service announcements. Let's go ahead and get started. When craftsmanship meets balance, the result can be unforgettable. And I think pairing 1792 small batch with a San Cristobal Elegancia Robusto is one of those rare experiences where spice and cream will harmonize wonderfully. I didn't use the word really. The bourbon's high kind of rye backbone, sweet oak depth that it has, I think will really, there I used the word really once already, meet the cigar's kind of silky Connecticut wrapper and the Nicaraguan richness underneath, creating a refined yet accessible journey for the senses. So, and I think this will make just a perfect pairing for slow sips, smooth draws, and discovering every kind of little subtle layer in every moment. Well, I'm getting deep. I'm working on this stuff, so trying to get better. I go back and look at the first season, especially the first few episodes. I'm like, jeez, but I can't take them down. I got to leave them up there, that way you can see how far I've come, even though I still do have a long way to go. Let's see. All right, 1792. This is a small batch bourbon. It is distilled in Bardstown, Kentucky. It is a high-rye small batch bourbon. Let's go ahead and pass some up here. Hope that sounded really, really good that sounded very good on the audio. I love hearing that cork pop. It is a wonderful sound. All right. As you can see, this has got just a beautiful, nice mid to starting into dark kind of amber color, real nice copper hues to it. Got good legs in the glass. It's holding up really well on the nose. You get some slight hints of ethanol, but not much, just enough to kind of tickle your nose, and then it gets like washed over with like caramelized sugar and vanilla bean. You get some really nice baking spices, nutmeg, maybe just a hint of orange zest. And then that kind of follows off at the very end with some toasted oak and a little bit of rye spice as undertone. It's very good aroma coming out of this glass. I wish you could smell it. They need scratch and sniff on live streams. I'm all now on the palate. It's got a decent amount of whiskey to it. It's not overwhelming, but it does have quite a bit of spice evident in the high-rye blend. It is the mash bill, but it really fades away. And let me look here because I don't think I said this. All right, 46.85% alcohol by volume, so it's 93.7 proof. Not really that high. It probably is above its weight in that respect, but I think it has to do with the rye. Let me take another sip now so I can get back on track. That second sip, much less alcohol burn than the first one. Maybe it just takes a moment for your taste buds to adjust to it. But what I do get is a lot of caramel and toffee and some nice cinnamon notes on the entry. And then as it's washing farther back over your tongue, you're getting your fruit like plums or dried cherries. There's a little bit of black pepper kind of in there in the mid palate. Then you also get some very nice notes of oak and nutmeg and char, just kind of rounding out the body. Very good bourbon. I've heard a lot about it, but this is my first time trying it. I think they could have ruled that a fumble, but anyway, I'm watching the Giants and the Cowboys. I hope this doesn't get taken down for a copyright infringement because I said their name. Finish is long and dry. There's a significant amount of warming. You do get a little bit of a burn around the front part of your tongue. There's some lingering vanilla and tobacco, and maybe some hints of cocoa powder in there. It's very good bourbon. I think I got it somewhere between $50 and $60. So it's definitely not bad at all, especially price point. Very good. Very good. I didn't say really good. I said very good. All right. Moving on. One of my favorite brands here, the San Cristobal. I have yet to try a San Cristobal that I didn't like. I think I still have a couple of more that I haven't tried, but for the biggest part, I've tried almost all of them. As far as the current offering. But this it is handcrafted by the Garcia family in Nicaragua. The filler and binder are both Nicaraguan, and the wrapper is a beautiful kind of light tan Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. All right, let's see. On the visual, medium to just under medium veining. There's a pretty good vein right there. I think you can see. That could possibly be a leaf stem underneath there. A few more veins throughout. So I think it's a medium to less than medium. There really none of them are really pronounced except for that one, what appears to be a stem underneath. It's a beautiful light tan. Got a little bit of an oily to it. It's got a really nice squeeze to it. Not too hard, not too soft. And it has a wonderful triple cap. So, and I love the bands. San Cristobal, they really outdo themselves on their bands. It's wonderful. So, anyway, on the nose. Sorry, I'm trying to watch the game and do this at the same time. I get some light notes of sweet hay and fresh cedar. some cream, something along the line like buttered toast, and maybe some faint floral hints. You may see me do that a lot, turn my head. You will actually pick up different aromas out of each side. So there may be something on one side on the aroma that you pick up on one side of your nose, but you don't really pick it up on the other. So I always just kind of, you know, wheel around there and see if I can take it all in. So wonderful, wonderful aroma on that cigar. We're moving right along, man. We're gonna get it done. Yeah, don't do that if you are in the cigar lounge and using their cutter. Probably don't even want to do it in the cigar lounge at all, because somebody may come ask you to use your cutter, and you know, they don't. I'm sure they would not want your spit on their cigar. So, using my Cassetti multi-cutter, another beautiful, beautiful V-cut. Now, cold draw. Sorry, it's almost October. Still, it's hot here in Texas. We may go swimming today. On the cold draw, you get some very nice notes of cream, almonds, maybe some light baking spices. There is kind of a subtle honey sweetness, so more like a natural sweetness as opposed to sugar. And then you do get a little bit of zest right at the end. All right, let's go ahead and cook this bad boy. I don't bury the flame. I don't bury the cigar into the flame. Try and get it roasted up evenly. And then when I start drawing, that actually pulls the flame to the end of the cigar. I don't like bury it down in there. You'll end up torching your cigar and you're ruining it. Pretty wavy burn right out of the gate. Could be me. I've not been known to be the best of cigar lighters as far as making it nice and neat and straight, but I get the job done. So anytime that happens, I always opt for probably me first and then see how it goes. Okay. Ooh. The burn, as I said, it's a little wavy out of the gate. Not too sure if it was me or not. We'll see how it develops. Some nice sort of kind of grayish ash. We're not really bright white. And it does have a nice silky mouthfeel on it. I get cream and some toasted nuts, not of any one particular kind. There's some nice gentle white pepper, as opposed to a little bit spicier, you know, black pepper. Some nice subtle notes of cedar and leather. The retro inhale, I get some more white pepper, lemon zest, maybe just a touch of cedar. Now let's try them together. Wow. The bourbon sweetness really lifts the cigar's kind of creamy notes. But the rye spice in the bourbon also complements the white pepper in the cigar. Kind of on your mid palate, the oak and the fruit kind of echo the cigar's kind of cedary, nutty notes. And then on the finish, you get this kind of spiced caramel from the bourbon that meets the cream and toasted nuts from the cigar, and they don't really, doesn't dominate the other. Kind of blend together in a very good orchestra of flavors. I'm kind of turning into Rafael Nadal. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, Russell Wilson threw that pass, and it literally hit his receiver in the back of the helmet. I love these cigars. I've smoked the Elegancia several times, and I love it. And of course, the Garcia family, they're known for their consistency and their quality workmanship. Oh, wow. I threw that one into the first row of seats. Still got a significant amount of weight to it. Leave a comment if you have smoked this one before and had similar evidence, or if it burned very straight for you. I'd love to know. I'd like to know what my peeps. And I do listen. I had a guy last week ask what kind of humidor I recommended, and so I gave him like 3 or 4 different options with links to every one of them. I did him very good. So hopefully it got him. He's getting him a nice humidor or humi cabinet. I've got cabinets. Is what I keep all my stuff in. But I do have some of the old school humidors. I just don't use them. This is going extremely well together. It's a little warm, I can say. It's not blistering hot. It's probably got in the mid to low 90s today. I got the ceiling fan on. I got the NFL on. I got a great cigar. I got some really great bourbon. I got all of you. It's a great day. I mean, it's a great day. iPhone 17, yes. I'm getting one of those as soon as it is available on my service provider. This one, my 15, is starting to have battery life issues. Not bad, but I turned the 85% thing that keeps it from charging over 85%. And so when I take it off, it already says 85%. And within a couple hours, I'm down to like 60%. And that's if I'm really not using it. If I'm burning it up on editing, something like that, then it may be into the 50s, you know. So I'm usually taking it on and off the charger a lot. And I'm like, I don't think it should really be that way. I didn't go, or I'm not going to go with the terabyte of memory in the phone this time. And I'm going to touch this up because that is a significant wave right there. That's a significant. That looks like a stock market graph, and somebody either just went way up or way down. With me, it's usually way down. I say that I'm actually pretty good at stocks. I'm terrible at crypto. Yeah. I bought Eli Lilly, the pharmaceutical maker, at $75 a share, and they're somewhere up around $750 a share now. And people are like, hey, you ought to go ahead and sell it. I'm like, no, I mean, I'm getting like $1 or more per share per quarter. And I think you saw Mrs. Sticks-n-Stonez back there. She's still in her. She did a lot of work this last week for that wedding shower. A lot of work. There was one night between that work and her work, she was up to like 3 in the morning. Anyway, and so I'm like, why do I want to go ahead and take my profit now when I could continue making money? I need kind of a hard floor at like 500 a share. I'm like, if it gets down to right about there, then I'm probably going to jump out. That way I get to take some profit. But I also I protect my and I still get to take profit. I figure if it gets down that low from where it is now, it's probably need to be jumping out. I learned a lesson with AOL back in 1999. Yeah, I bought them at 75 a share and sold them at 28 a share. No, I'm sorry. I bought them at 95 a share and sold them at 28 a share. Yeah, learned my lesson there. I'm heavily invested in a real speculative stock at this point. But their last reporting of loss was only like a penny a share. That's not too bad. But it is blue biofuel, and the last buy I did, I bought at like 18 or 19 cents a share. That's the highest I've bought in at. And now I've got a pretty nice little profit in there, and I'm just hoping they'll take off. I'm not a scientist. Don't claim to be. This is for me reading. They are a biofuel company, and they can use anything that has some type of sugar in it, like corn or various other plants, material, anything that's got sugar in it. They can boil it down, whatever it is they do, and make fuel out of it. And I'm like, that sounds like that could be something that's pretty good to get into. I mean, if it only ever makes it to maybe $4 or $5 a share, I made a killing. But that's one of those though that if it got up that way, I'd go ahead and get out. They don't pay dividends, so I take my profit. I will say, this stick does burn fairly quickly. I mean, we're almost to the halfway point in 24 minutes. I can't remember what that penalty motion is about, but the Cowboys are not happy. Is offense, and now they are going to have to punt it away, down 3-0 in the first quarter. I'm not like a big Cowboys fan, but I live in DFW. They're on every week, so you end up having to watch them if you want to watch football. I know this is not going to work because I'm going to end up dropping this in my lap. I'm going to keep trying though. Since we are about at the halfway point, I will say that the cigar has ramped up. I was about to say really ramped up with the cedar and that nice kind of faint aged leather on the palate. It's a very, very nice and complements the sweets in the spirit, because it's a bourbon. It's at least 51% corn, so it's going to be sweeter than say a Scotch or something like that. The rye kind of tamps it in. It could be a much sweeter profile, but I do like it the way it is. I do. It's got about PD. Maybe it needs to take one of those pills that I keep seeing on commercials. I have Hulu with commercials, and yeah, I keep hearing about the carrot. I want to know about the carrot. It's going to fall in my lap. So I'm just not one of those guys that can keep it going. I know one of my buddies on X this week. I mean, he had one like down to here, you know, like that, and I'm like, hey, no way I can make that. It would be all down the front of my shirt, down into my lap. I have a pair of nylon, kind of stretchy, like basketball shorts, athletic shorts, and I've had them for years. And before I met my forever wife, Mrs. Sticks-n-Stonez, I lived in an apartment down in downtown Dallas, a high-rise, and like, I don't know, 4 foot by 6 foot patio, and I would sit out there and watch the sunset. And those shorts have little holes all in them from having dropped on them, burned through. Hey, it happens. You smoke cigars, it's gonna happen. I just try and keep it from happening too much. Because really, truly, the ash is going to drop if you're not careful. And while that helps keep the cigar warm, still, to me, I'm like, I get tired of like an ash in my lap. So, you know, it is what it is. I think this is one of their best cigars. I do. The Revelation is good. I got the classic or something like that. It's really good. And there's another one I can't put my finger on at the moment. This is the way I have to have so many notes. It's enough to try and keep up with what I got. But then when I start trying to go off on other thoughts, it doesn't work well. For those of you that have just, because we've doubled our viewership in the last few minutes, this is a San Cristobal Elegancia Robusto, and we are pairing that with 1792 Small Batch, which is places on the percentage, 46.85%. Yeah, and we carry that out a little farther. I mean, I don't really need to know that far. So it's 93.7 proof. It is an exceptional Scotch. I mean, bourbon. See, I said Scotch a minute ago. Now I got Scotch on the brain, which is a bad place to be, to have Scotch on the brain. But you get some baking spices and nutmeg and some hints of orange zest on top of the normal, you know, vanilla from bourbon. You get some toasted oak and a little bit of rye spice underneath, with nice notes of caramel and toffee and cinnamon. There's some dark fruits in there like plums and cherries. It is overall a very, very good bourbon, and I can see why so many people post about it. That's why I had to go ahead and do it. There's some that I have out there, and I'm like, I need to try that, but I don't ever get around to it. I did that this morning with my buddies on X, and he was smoking a Herrera Esteli Miami, and I'm like, I've tried a lot of the Herrera Esteli, but I've never tried the Miami. I've passed over it because I happened to be looking for something else at the time. I got to get around to that one. I want to try that one. So. I will say, and I may need to just save it at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it here, and that is that this cigar is a very good entry point for those looking to get into cigars. I talk about the Olives a lot because you get the O and the G that come in the Connecticut wrapper. All of the San Cristobals that I've ever tried have all been a light wrapper. And the Garcia family, as I mentioned earlier, are known for their quality and their workmanship and their craftsmanship. And they make some really, and I will use that here, great cigars. So if you're looking to get into cigars, this would be a good entry point. Gives you something other than the Olives. Although there are others out there. There are some nice light Connecticut wrappers, Romeo and Julieta. Rocky Patel's got some. He's got, I think it's a 1999 Connecticut, I think. But yeah, always start with the training wheels. Don't ever just try to jump out there and go Maduro, Oscuro, work your way up. Kind of in the same vein as don't start off with a 120 proof bourbon. Start with the training wheels. A couple of really great entry levels in bourbon would be the regular Maker's Mark, regular Four Roses. Wish I was on a plane headed to the beach right now. Where was that? Oh, and Wild Turkey Long Branch, to me, is an extremely some people that don't like it or whatever. I like it. I've got a bottle on my shelf right now. I should pair it with something along this line. Might need to be a little bit stronger on the cigar, just to try to help out the bourbon, but not too stronger. Ooh, he got clocked. 4th and 7. Kick a field goal. Oh, and speaking of football, I can brag on my Texas A&M Aggies. They knocked off Notre Dame last night with 13 seconds left on the clock. Beat them 41-40. At 3 minutes, I had turned it off because Notre Dame had just scored. They were up by 6 points. I'm like, a field goal can't tie it. You got to score a touchdown. They're not gonna make it. But I couldn't just give up on it altogether. So I'm on my phone on the Fox Sports app looking at the play. And my teeth nearly fell out when I saw that they had scored with 13 seconds left. I was like, yes. Just to kind of get on to football for just a second. You know, I love talking college football. They had a nice run defense. They really shut down Notre Dame. 2 running backs. One of them is an excellent running back. Their pass defense kind of sucked. They gave up a lot of yardage that they shouldn't have given up. Not long before I turned it off, I'm watching this play, and it's like, all right, Notre Dame is 3rd down and 7. And I even tweeted this out. It was after the fact, but because I said to myself, I said, 3rd and 7, they're going to give up 15. I was wrong. They gave up 20. So I had to post that. I'm like, yeah, I have to say that I was wrong. I thought that they, at 3rd and 7, they give them 15 yards, and they didn't. They gave up 20. Got to have to get that run, that defense straightened out before you start hitting the SEC, because that will hurt. But they're 3-0 right now, and you know, and Pat, I can't remember his last name, from ESPN College Game Day. He was the only person on their 5-person panel that picked A&M to win. Notre Dame is always given so much deference because they're Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. If it's not a team that I really care anything about, I will root for Notre Dame. It's just one of those historic programs. But because they were the national program back in the 50s and 60s, maybe even into the 70s, they are given so much leeway, and they're always ranked so highly, and it never really pans out for them. And I think a lot of it goes back to the fact that they signed a contract with NBC. It's like a 50-year contract, and they're on NBC every Saturday during football season, unless maybe for whatever reason team playing where they're on, one of the conference networks or on ESPN. But you can bet Notre Dame is going to be on NBC because they have a big fat contract for it. This is still, and we're going strong. Yeah, Cowboys ran it back to the 30 on the kickoff. We've had some more people join. Hey, we've increased our numbers by another like 30 or 40%. Man, I'm doing good today. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I need to keep doing it. The San Cristobal Elegancia, that beautiful band. Oh, love that. And then the Elegancia. And we're pairing that with 1792 Small Batch Bourbon, which is a rye bourbon, 51% corn. But these two are going exceptionally well together. The bourbon, the nice caramelized sugar and vanilla notes, along with some nice toasted oak and some nuts and that kind of thing. And you have the Elegancia that you get cream and almonds and baking spice and some nice subtle honey sweetness and some nice little citrus zest. And then as you get to the midpoint, the vanilla and soft cedar kind of come forward a little more, and you still have this kind of faint profile to it there, kind of in the background. Really great cigar, very good, great pairing. Dude has his shoe off, acting like he's Maxwell Smart on the old show Get Smart. He's like holding it up to his ear. Like, really? He probably not even old enough to know what Get Smart was. We're getting down kind of close to the end. So I can go ahead and kind of wrap this part of it up and then just kind of shoot the shit for a few minutes. Here in the last half, we've gotten some really nice light cocoa, some earthy tones kind of in there that's still nice and creamy. The bourbon has held strong, but not overpowered. The sort of bold small batch bourbon with this mild to medium cigar has worked very well. Probably be best for sippers who really appreciate balance and nuance rather than just pure strength. And you want to sip and puff slowly with some gentle retrohales to kind of pick up that pepper and a little bit of the citrus zest nose. And as you go through it, it kind of peels back these layers to reveal itself gradually. Overall, I would give this rating a 92 out of 100. It's good. It's good. It's good pairing. I can't complain. And as you can see, we had some dipping problems earlier. We had some pretty significant dips in it, but it's, by my standards, it's pretty straight now. New condo on the market. I'm in the market. I'm also in the market. I'll sell one. shoot me a DM if you want to buy one, because I got one for sale. Panama City, Florida, not Panama. I timed this out just right, too. Perfect. I got a couple of more cigars coming this week, so I'll have a couple of weeks more pairings. I've already have ironed out. I do need to get to the. I need to go bourbon hunting again. I thought about it today, but by the time that waiting shower was over, I just I couldn't pull it off. So. And I didn't do a whole lot of the work, but like yesterday, I had to be down in Dallas. It was like a 15 or 20 mile drive down to Stein's Bakery, one of the oldest bakeries in Dallas. They make some wonderful, wonderful baked goods. And we were getting some, they call them cheese pies from there. Cream cheese, not regular cheese. And then I was having to stop on the way back going through Plano at another bakery and pick up some cookies that had been specially made for this shower. And also had to drop off my youngest daughter at work at 7, and then went to the gym, worked out, came back, took a shower, ate breakfast, and then made this. And then after I got back with those, then I had to go out again to pick up some things, some cups or something that we needed kind of at the last right before it started. And got back, dropped those off, got back in the truck, drove back and picked my youngest up from work. And then by the time I got back, I'm already here. So yeah, it's kind of a busy day. Looking at all the starting QBs since Eli Manning left, and none of them had than single-digit wins and losses. Eli was a good quarterback. He was. I mean, I don't think he's not nearly as good as Peyton, but he was a good quarterback. He's good enough to win one. So you only need one ring. If you win one ring, after that, it's just extra. For those of you that did not get to see the entire show, you're going to have to go back and watch it. Of course, you can go over to YouTube and watch it on you go to the live tab on our page, and you can rewatch it. And then I will get it moved over to, it'll still be on the live side, but I'll get it moved over to the video side. For those of you that don't like YouTube, I will get it posted on Rumble. Rumble is all up until today. So I had neglected Rumble for a while, and apparently it showed. I uploaded like 8 or 10 videos to get me caught up this last week. And by Friday afternoon, they were up in the double-digit views, which for this kind of thing that's pretty good. We're not the 5 million views in a week thing. I would like to be, but have to be realistic. That's good. Let me go back. Kind of give. We've had a few more people join in. This was the San Cristobal Elegancia Robusto and 72 Small Batch Bourbon. It is a Kentucky bourbon from Bardstown. It is a high-rye small. Since a bourbon, has to be 51% corn. It's got some really nice deep amber colors to it, kind of a really nice coppery color. In the nose, you get caramelized sugar, vanilla, baking spices, nutmeg, some orange zest, all kinds of things going on in the nose. The palate, you have more caramel, some toffee, there's some cinnamon, and then it kind of gets into a deeper fruit like plums or dried cherries. I need one of them little sticker things because this is a good cigar. I don't want to put it down. Uh, and then also rounding it out with a little bit of black pepper. um, and there's some oak and nutmeg and kind of char rounding it out. The fish is longer, dry. It's got a little more kind of lingering warm vanilla, some tobacco and cocoa powder. The cigar is a Nicaraguan filler and binder, wrapped in a Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, or Connecticut Ecuadorian wrapper, however you want to say that. It was grown in Ecuador, so Connecticut leaf. You got a lot of hay on the nose, some fresh cedar and cream, a little bit of buttered toast. There were some faint floral notes in there. The cold draw gave us cream and almonds and some light baking spices with some nice honey sweetness, and a little bit of citrus zest. And then on the light, we got a really nice smooth cream with toasted nuts and some gentle white pepper. As we moved kind of through to the midpoint, you had vanilla, soft cedar, faint leather, and then we rounded it all out at the end with a little bit of cocoa that got introduced in, some gentle kind of earthy notes that came in, and then it was still very nice and creamy. So all in all, it was a wonderful experience, and I think you would do well by trying this this pairing, because it just blended nicely together all the way through. It worked from start to finish. Those that are getting into cigars, never really tried anything, as far as cigars go, or maybe try one because a buddy gave you one, and you're like, he may have been giving you something that was a little bit too stout for you to start with. Start with something that is along the lines of the light Connecticut wrapper. Those tend to be the milder to medium cigars, and you kind of get the medium to full cigars above that. Start with the training wheels on. I say that all the time. Don't jump out there and think you're going to buy a medium to full flavored cigar and it go well for you. It's probably not going to go so well. But smoke one like that, especially like the small Olivet G's and O's. They're short, they're fairly quick burn. You're done in half an hour or so, and that doesn't overload you. Start with the training wheels and work your way up. Bourbons, this is I forget the percentage, 93.7 proof, and so yeah, pretty good. You could start here, but you might want to start down with the, it has to be 80 or above. And I think if you started somewhere in that lower range, somewhere between 80 and 90, it'd probably do you a lot better. The Wild Turkey Long Branch, Maker's Mark, the regular Four Roses, those are all very affordable and would work well for what we're talking about here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all those bells, hey, make all the buzzers go, whatever it is, and share. Sorry, hit the table. Share the shiznit out of it. That's how I grow. And I'm going strong in the 5th season here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, for those of you that have just joined in, you can go to my Printify store and you can get some wonderful gear that has Sticks-n-Stonez on it. This particular shirt, nice red, white, and blue American flag front with Sticks-n-Stonez under again. And on the back, it has the desert camo soldier with his helmet, his goggles, his face mask, all that on. and he is ready to go. And you have the Isaiah 6:8 Bible verse where the Lord says, "Who shall I send, and who shall go for us?" And then underneath it says, "Here am I, send me." Need one of those, definitely. My Amazon store, I have this shirt, and the only difference is I can't do color. I have to do black and white, so the flag is not full color, and that is my best-selling on Amazon. I'm still trying to get stuff going on the Printify store, and I would appreciate all of you going out there and taking a look. I would really like to see this shirt, among others, but really this shirt. This shirt's meant a lot to me, especially after this last week where we lost Charlie Kirk. He was very much a "Here am I, Lord, send me." He was out going to the college campuses trying to debate people that didn't believe like he did, and he didn't put them down. He wasn't angry. He didn't assault anybody. He just wanted to talk to people, understand their position, and explain his position. That's free speech. That's what the Constitution is all about. He was killed because somebody didn't agree with what he was saying. That's a political assassination, even though he wasn't into politics. He was a very much this is what I believe, and this is what the party I support believes. And no one should be killed for their political speech and thoughts. That's what makes us here in the U.S. This is not a puppet regime like in Venezuela, where he kills off all political rivals or imprisons them. Whether you like the current president or not, this guy who had 2 kids under the age of 4 that will now never know their father. What if that was your child or your brother or whoever, and they got killed? What they thought, what they believed. All those people out there that have been cheering it, you deserve whatever comes to you. I know like 600 people have been fired nationwide for posting stuff, celebrating this death. Yeah, you get fired for it. Well, it's the way it goes. Maybe you should have. There's a way to express yourself without doing that kind of stuff. Political speech may be secured by the Constitution, but it's not completely and totally unlimited. It's kind of like the whole flaming fire in a movie theater. There are always little bits of carve-outs that say you can go that far, but you can't go that far. And when you are openly celebrating the assassination of somebody, that kind of gets there. So anyway, I'll let you go. So I hope to see you here again. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me some comments. I would love to read them. Tell me I suck. Tell me I'm 4 eyes. I don't care. Whatever. I love to read your comments. And if you need to ask questions, and I'll reply. I will do my best to reply to everybody. I'm just not good about getting everywhere I need to be when I need.